Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the last scion of the clan McSuckit, Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. You are too kind. Yukon Suckit. Say hi to your mom for me. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters. And I'm bringing to you a deck that I found over on the Aether Hub called New ABZAN Enchantments. Let me say that again. New ABZAN Enchantments by Titanovix. Titanovix, one of the better deck creators out there. I always appreciate his stuff. So he posted this thing recently. I pulled it out, took a look at it, and it was really good. One of the problems is that he loves Painlands, loves those things. And I think I have an allergy to Painlands because that seems to be all I ever get. And it's just when I play a Titanovix deck, it feels like I get like the first 3 lands I get are all Painlands. And I just have to just kill myself to get things out. Next thing I know, I've done 18 points of damage to myself, and then I die. So I've ended up pulling out all the Painlands and just replacing them with basic lands. Now, in the video you're about to see, I played my first, 2 games with those Painlands, and I left them in so you could see them. But I did replace them all, and here we go. This is the final version of it. The last few games are all of this particular formula here. So let's take a look at the cards that are in here. We'll try to figure out how it's going to work, and then we'll take it out and we'll see how well it does. All right, so this is, you can see a lot of things that are looking very much like, Kami of Transience enchantments. Because we got the Jukai Naturalist, we got the Weaver of Harmony, and after that we got Circle of Confinement, maybe a little bit of the Leyline Binding. Because they like to pull out those exile cards to pin things down, which does nothing but but push up the value of those other cards. Do you notice what we don't have? We don't have the Kami of Transience. We don't have the Generous Visitor, nothing like that. Suck it. I hate those guys. We do have Katilda, the Dawnhart Martyr. She gets, bigger. She gets +1/+1 for every spirit and every enchantment that's in play. And the cool thing is after she dies, you could then replay her as an enchantment on one of your creatures to give them that same ability, plus flying and lifelink and protection from vampire. So she's almost better as an enchantment than she is as a creature. So I kind of like it when she dies to a certain degree. But yeah, without those other two, they are good. They're great cards. I just hate them, and so I'm glad this deck doesn't have it. Instead, we got a nice collection of black in here. We got Tenacious Underdog, and we got the Cruelty of Gix, plus the Archangel of Wrath can make use of black mana and red mana, which is something that we don't normally see in a Selesnya enchantment type deck. But this thing is playing, all of these tri-lands, and so you're trying to totally go to town on what you could do, because Leyline Binding is cheap, depending upon how many different land types you have in play. Let's see. So yeah, everything gets cool and bigger and better usually, or it gets cheaper to put out as you put out the enchantments. Weaver of Harmony you could use to double the effect of an enchantment as it is activated or triggered. And lastly, we got Steel Seraph in here, who just makes your other dudes or itself better, depending on who you want to make better, by giving it flying or lifelink or vigilance at the beginning of combat. I think we'll do good. Let's go take a look and see what we can do. All right, we're playing against Gura. 1, 2, 3. Tons of Painlands. Keep. Auto pay. Tenacious D. And a Jukai Naturalist. Of course, killing ourselves to do so. The other one just feels so much better to me for some reason. Alright, another Tenacious D. And we'll attack. There you go, Puppet Master. Do you know how hard I worked for those guys? That's ridiculous. Alright, I'll kill myself, put out this guy. Gonna counter it up. Alright, I'll attack. That doesn't really hurt me at all. I mean, it does cost me all of this Painland pain, but... And there we go. Victory! Alright, playing against POMATO. Where is it? POMATO! POMATO. Alright, 1-2. It's funny, I'm going to keep it. I feel like I can make 2 work with this thing. I realized I hadn't checked to see if white was one of the colors. Black is not, though. Yeah, I can't do Tenacious D. So we could pin down that Guardian at any time. Indestructibility does not count against Exileness. There's some black. Draw another card. Yoink. And let's put out another slow one while we have time. All attack. Get our dogs in there. Get them in their little workout. I thought that was a chipmunk. Maybe a squirrel. But it's one demented zombie-looking squirrel. Alright, let's go for Tenacious D. I think that getting a little bit of muscle out there would be pretty decent. And we'll go ahead and bind this guy down. And we're all tied up. You want some back. And no attacks. I guess who's not going to attack? Alright, so best case scenario, he gets lifelink and he gets himself 5 points of life back. But he also opens it up so I can attack with all my dudes. And we win! Winner, winner, victory dinner! Alright, playing against heromar. Heromar. 1, 2, 3. Let's keep it. I don't particularly need red at this moment. I did remove the suicide lands from this deck. I'm tired of getting killed by my own hand. Just gonna shoot him in the head? Yeah, he is. There's a single. Alright, let's see. If I would have got I could put out 2 guys. Let's just do that. Let's see if the dog gets us anything interesting. Something I can cast. And attacks. Technically, we now have a lot of expendable chunk power, though. Not enough white yet. Okay. Did I just put some white out, by the way? Yeah, okay, I'll be able to put her out next turn. You double up on that? Negative. Good choice. The guy blowing smoke rings will jump in your way, Treasure Troll. I got 15 life, therefore I can afford it. Nice. All right, let's go until next turn now. No attacks. Well, I could probably get both of them. Well, I could get two of them. Let's put it that way. Sacrifice creature. What are you guys? I'm really looking forward to next turn, so let's just let it go from here. No blocks. Kiki Jiki. Let him have it, my friend Katilda. Does he have the mana to super morph into a 5/5 potentially? Doesn't look like it. All right, he's down to 6. And I'm at 16. That is looking good. Katilda with lifelink is totally overriding what Shoulder does for card draw. I just got to keep Katilda alive. Luckily, she is not a direct killer. She forces me to sacrifice something. And I got a couple of chumps. All right, I just got to sneak in one of the 3 guys I got. He has no mana. So this has got to be it. You don't have any mana, my friend. And we win! Touchdown! Lava Bears! Playing against Jace's Mind. One, two. Keep. Yeah, I don't need the green one as much. So we'll put this one out. Does that have white in it? Good. That looks familiar. Unfortunately, we're on the draw, so we're behind whatever his tricks are. Oh, I needed the Naturalist out to be able to get it to play for one. That's what it was. Yep, I was hoping I'd be able to do two things at once. It did not work out. Okay, we still have tons of life. Still in the same boat. Oh, could I have pinned them both down? Yeah, I could have. I mean, it's just a 1/1 mana druid. All right, we're going to pin both those guys down. And hold off on the Circle of Confinement. You can do that if he puts out two creatures, as long as they're cheap enough. Unfortunately, he's going to take his stuff back. Wow. Bunch of black out of nowhere. All right, how else we spin this, though? Well, this last turn has been horrible. No blocks. That's 7. Well, what do we have here? I think we're gonna have to take out creatures is the problem. Gotta take that guy. All right. So we have the ability to gain some life. And we can pump out some 1/1s here for a while. If we attack more than one guy, we can actually draw some cards instead. That was a nice cascade of judo exilings that just happened. It's too bad I didn't have more Weaver of Harmonies, though. Could have gotten even more out of the deal. All right, let's see. If I go in with what we got, then he can choose to block. Interesting. All right, so I only get 1 pop out of that, but still I get 4 guys. Nice. Let's go get a rabble rousing right now. That'd be super cool. All right, let's give this a shot. Not you. We'll hold one of those guys back as well. You really should kill off the Naturalist. There you go. Alright, well, I get to draw a bunch of cards out of this deal. I have 5 mana. All right, I see 2 dudes with lifelink right there. That ought to be pretty cool. Just got to survive. I'm glad I left one guy behind. Okay, these guys cannot be cast immediately, so it's no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and just play this. We'll cycle out. All right, so Angel of Wrath can go after 2 guys. That sounds pretty sweet. Let's try that. Good double kicker, baby. And let's send in the Thousandaires. Nope, keep another guy back just in case. Down to 7. All right, everybody is hulking up at this point. Beefcake! I'm sure he's starting to get disappointed. Oh, that's not good. Which one did I pick? I don't know. Okay, good. Ooh. I thought it wasn't going to tell me. All right, all in. Winner, winner, victory dinner. All right, so we are with new ABZAN enchantments from Titanovix, and it did very well. I had to make a minor correction to it. I removed the pain lands and just put in regular basic lands instead. So, and that went a lot better for me once I got rid of the pain lands. I never had a problem with not having the mana that I needed, and because these things provide a ton of the different mana that you need. I just am not a big fan of pain lands. They always seem to just like magnets be like the only thing I'm capable of drawing, and then it's just me pulling and just using pain lands constantly for the first half of the game. I deal like 12 points of damage to myself. The opponent deals like another 8, and then I'm dead. Without them, this deck seemed to play so much better. So who was the hero of this deck? It was Weaver of Harmony with other enchantments, being able to copy the activated abilities or triggered abilities of enchantment sources. That was fantastic. Because what was really great was Leyline Binding or Circle of Confinement and doubling it up so they would grab 2 at a time. That was very nice. I also liked coupling it with Wedding Announcement, either to get an additional dude out or to get an additional card drawn. That was pretty good. It's kind of interesting seeing Archangel of Wrath in here, since it doesn't have anything to do with being a spirit or an enchantment. So that's not really doing anything for Katilda. It's like this deck really is just, basically an ABZAN enchantment deck But then I think Titanovix put in, Steel Seraph. We put in Archangel of Wrath, Tenacious D, and they did actually help quite a bit. They have their own strengths. Lifelink, being able to shoot things for 2. This guy, with his ability to self-recur from the graveyard over and over again, and this guy with being able to add lifelink or vigilance or flying to other creatures. It's a lot of good utility that really kind of gave a shot in the arm to, a relatively normal deck that loses itself in its enchantmentness. I'm glad we don't have the Kami of Transience because I hate that stupid jerk, and I can barely handle Generous Visitor. So at the end, when this deck went up against that deck, and I thought we're looking at a mirror match, and I thought we might be on the losing side, and we end up kicking its booty, I was super happy. All right, so let's rate this thing up. So the one without Suicide Lands has a 75% win rate out of 4 games played. So I'm going to give this thing an A just for the fact that it's, what I'm trying to say, its competitiveness is fairly decent. Number 2 is, was it fun? It had a lot of utility. It didn't have a lot of joy is the problem. Lastly, was it interesting? And I was interested in it because I like to see good enchantment decks. I appreciated the fact that it had Leyline Binding, that we were using all of the tri-lands to get massive domain advantage there. I wanted to see how Steel Seraph and Archangel of Wrath really worked in an enchantment deck, and if that was going to work out well. It did. It did a lot. So I'm going to give this deck, I'm going to give it a because it was a good deck. It won well, and it was kind of interesting. It didn't have a lot of it didn't have any, like, I'm trying to say, Rube Goldberg like intricate machinations, or the ability to really like work out how you're going to get something done or when the right timing is for it. A little bit of that, but it wasn't a terribly complex synergistic story that you had to weave. So, it's still a good deck. I would recommend it. I thought it worked very well. I'm going to give it, straight out solid A, like we said. So if you so choose to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun or more fun than I did. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the underground secret headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.